And that's the bottom line.
Yes, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Asylum Wrestling Podcast live. Where? The Asylum Facebook page. We have myself, David Gold, our producer, Nate Maxon, behind the scenes. We have one of our great brothers with us, John Majewski. How are you, good sir?
I am doing good. Good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're listening to this. Of course, if you are with us live, it is evening where I'm at. I hope y'all are in store for an awesome WrestleMania edition. This is the last one. This is the go-home show. This is where we lay down the predictions. This is where any one of us can lose. And mainly, we've got amazing figure news up too. But guys, pay attention. Stay tuned. It's going to be amazing.
And we have the belt man himself, Nick Francis. How are you, good sir?
What is up, everybody? What is up, David, John, Nate? Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Glad to be joining you guys. I'm looking forward to this show. We kind of got a little special show for you guys that's on the Facebook page because we are streaming live. This is our first time doing it, so should be pretty exciting. As John said, we got a lot in store. We'll get to see exactly what whoever loses John has to do. We get to put our WrestleMania predictions in. So pretty fun show ahead. Interested to see if we get any interaction on the page. So it should be a good show. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. All right, Magic, we're going to get started. We're going to do, since I'm if you can update the listeners, if they haven't listened thus far, if you have it, of course, that can be at the end if you choose, the standings of where we sit. I know I have to be winning at this point. And we can go ahead and do our WrestleMania predictions live for our listeners and our viewers.
Yes. Guys, as far as our contest knows, this is what you need to know. In first place is yours truly. A little bit behind him, Nick Francis. And then way down at the bottom, about 372,216 points behind, in last place, David Gold. Remember, there is no winner. There is only a loser. The winners are sitting pretty while one loser has to deal with something.
No, I had no idea we were counting your takers again, Magic.
Hold on, let's go ahead and shout out a couple people who've joined us in the live feed here. We have Jamie Patterson. Welcome, brother. He's saying, hey, what's up to everyone? Jeff Morlock, fellow admin, wants to know if we're doing the card break during this episode. Jeff, hold on. We'll do it as soon as this is over. We'll get set up and we'll run.
Jeff can't wait. I see.
All right, guys. So we're gonna jump right into some WrestleMania predictions, just like Gold had said. But here's the thing: we know there's some spoilers out there. Maybe even tonight on SmackDown, they've released some stuff. None of us have watched SmackDown yet. None of us have looked at spoilers. So we're going, in fact, we've purposefully stayed away and free and clear of them to make this a little bit more interesting towards us. So if we do pick someone who ends up not being in a match, obviously that match will get thrown out. But otherwise, we got a nice card to go over. And if you two guys are ready, we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So hopefully I don't miss any of the matches. I'm sure I will because you know how the cards are when you find these. They're kind of all over the place as far as they don't count some of the earlier matches. So let's see. What do we got first? All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I'm going to try to pull it up on a different one. That card I had was not that good as far as the way it was. All right.
You know what we need to do for our next live? We need to each get each other's shirts and do like that flip the switch thing that everyone is doing.
Hey, so
We're like,
update.
flip the switch, and then we come back, we're all wearing each other's shirts.
I do have to read the latest comment from Jeff Morlock. He says, I guarantee Gold cheated and looked at spoilers.
I mean, when you're in last place,
Yeah.
you got to be the dirtiest player in the game. But no, in all seriousness, no. I've been watching old WrestleManias to kind of supplement, not really, I'm glad that I actually have low expectations. I bet this will be like a really good one because of my expectations being so low.
All right, guys. So the first matchup, this might be what we consider Eddie G. Welcome to the stream, brother. So this first one up, it's not just a wrestling match. This is a matter of love. And we're talking Otis and Ziggler. Guys, what are we thinking on this one?
I'm going to go Ziggler. I'm going to say Ziggler wins, and I'm going to say because Mandy interferes. Or Sonya.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, I hate to agree with David because he loses so much, but I'll have to go with Dolph.
That's the first time anyone's ever said Davis lose so much. I'm glad the truth has finally come out.
Nick wanted to clarify he is, he's talking about the match picks, not events where Gold always wins. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go opposite of y'all on this. I'm going Otis. And here's my thinking behind that. Well, I won't spend a lot of time because it's an early match. We got a big card to go over to. I think this is WWE wanting to see if Otis is any more than the comedy bit in a tag team. So I think maybe they give him the win, see what happens. All right, guys. Next one up.
I can see it.
And like I said, we'll spend a little bit more time as we get going. And guys, also, we'll do our confidence points, and we will do it after this, and we'll put it in a comment or something. But in all honesty, I was not ready. I haven't gone over my confidence points, but we'll get those to everyone so they know. I mean,
I'm not ready either, that's for sure. I'm winging it.
We know either way, it's still going to be Gold lose. But anyway, so our next match, guys, this one's a coin flip for me. Elias and Corbin.
I think they're going to go Corbin.
Damn it. I hate to agree with David again, but I think Baron Corbin wins.
I think Corbin's getting a push, man. I really
Guys,
do.
I'm with y'all. I think we're all on this one. You can't stop. As much as we all want to, you cannot stop Baron Corbin. Also,
win with someone interfering or whatever the case may be.
We had a chime in from Jamie Patterson. He wanted us. He was saying that he was actually at the Valentine's Day SmackDown, and watching Otis have his heart broken was the worst thing he saw that night. Poor Otis.
Yeah, it was terrible. Was he still wearing a half shirt? No, he was in a suit, right? It's just so funny how he wears that half shirt. It just reminds me of God, I can't remember his damn name now, but it's just funny how he wears that shirt. It doesn't fit. It's hilarious.
All right, guys. Next one up, Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley.
I gotta go Black.
Aleister Black's winning. I don't think I think he'll easily win it.
I'm gonna agree with y'all on this one, guys. This was another. Unfortunately, I don't think Bobby Lashley has anything in WWE's eyes, so I'm going to go Black as well.
I think Black's getting a push too. I just feel it. So,
all right, guys. So this one I'm interested in because honestly, not necessarily a spoiler, but I knew that Kairi Sane has had some issues with travel. So here we go, the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa and Nikki Cross. And like I said, we haven't been watching lately. We don't watch spoilers, so if this one's changed, I don't know. But we're going to stick with it as it is because that's what we know.
I'll let Nick go first this time.
I'll go with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I think they get the win on this one.
The Kabuki Warriors have had the belts for a long time now, but I want to be different on this one. I have to say that they retain. I know they've had it for a while, but I just feel like they're going to retain the belt. So I'm going to go with the Kabuki Warriors if the match still stands.
Yeah, guys, this one's tough for me. I'm going to go Kabuki Warriors also. And it's
it's tough. They've
it's
had
a coin flip
for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you're in the back of your mind, you're like, well, they're going to lose the belts eventually, and this is the night to do it, right?
You know what? I'm going to switch. I'm switching. I'm going Cross and
Did
Bliss.
I talk you out of it? Oh,
no, and the only reason I still think, I think once again, Asuka, I think obviously her whole place is single matches, and they've kind of used her, so I'm going to agree. Also chiming in with us is Jeff Morlock. He says Asuka and Kyrie have run their course. It's time to move on.
I get what he's saying totally, but I feel like one of these ones where, and look, there's rumors that there might not be any. I know they've taped more shows, so I'm sure there's going to be a Raw, but there might not be. But I just have a feeling that on Raw the next night, that's when Bliss and Cross take the belts. I feel like the Kabuki Warriors keep them on WrestleMania. But
could be.
I'm probably wrong because I'm in last place. So.
All right, guys. So this one I think is kind of an easy pick, but you never know. This is the Raw Tag Team Championship. Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza.
I got to go with the Street Profits. They just got the belts. I don't think they're going to take it off of them yet.
Yeah, this to me, I'm going to agree with you, Gold. Not only that, but this just 100% looks like we have to throw together some match for them. Austin Theory, Angel Garza, you're in there. You know, it's like...
I think Street Profits win it easily.
I'm forced to agree. Yep.
All right, here we go. Here's a big one. And I might have heard or read something about this, not in a win or loss, but that maybe something's up with this one. But let's go ahead and go with it, guys. This is the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Miz and Morrison versus New Day versus Usos. I think right, or ladder match, right? It's a ladder match.
I believe it is. I'm unsure if it is so, but I believe it is. And after that rap video, I got to go Miz and Morrison.
Yes, if y'all have not watched that video, y'all need to look it up. It's the greatest thing ever in music. There's nothing better. Name any music artist in the whole history of the world, and it is not as good as this.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you're missing out,
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I'm picking them to win. I will pick them to win, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to check it out in a little bit.
All right, guys. Here's a big one. How about Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, IC Championship?
Oh my God, that's tough. I can't see them leaving the belt on Zayn, but at the same token, are they really going to put the IC belt on Daniel? That's so tough. I'm going to say, God, I'm going to keep the belt on Zayn.
I got to disagree with you on this one. I think Daniel Bryan is going to get it. I I mean, I could see his point. I mean, Zayn, he hasn't had it on there too long, right? He hasn't had the belt too long.
No, and he got lucky when he won it. Did the cheat.
Yeah. I think they got to find something to put Daniel Bryan in. He's too good of a wrestler, and he's too big of a part to not have some kind of title on him. So I think he's winning it.
Nick, you're 100% right in the fact that he is too good of a wrestler and he's that amazing. You're 100% wrong in your prediction, though. This will be Sami Zayn retaining the title. Guys,
I just don't.
He hasn't even defended it yet. He at least gets one, right?
To put the IC belt on Daniel Bryan, I just don't see the reason. There's no reason to give him the IC belt. He doesn't need a belt at the moment, in my opinion. I feel like we have a Fandango and Jericho match going on. Now, tell me, years ago, would you have picked Fandango to beat Jericho?
Duh, who wouldn't?
I would not have. Okay.
I'm kidding. All right, guys. Now we're cooking. Now we're getting to that real beef of the Mania card. Here we go. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, Lacey, Tamina, Naomi, Sasha Banks elimination match. What are we thinking, guys? This one, I've got my pick already. I've got my pick.
I just feel like they haven't given her the push yet. Well, sort of, but she's lost a lot of big matches. I feel like they're putting the belt on Lacey.
Ooh, okay.
Say the names again. Who all was in it? Because I'm not looking at the card.
It's Bayley, Lacey, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks.
Damn it. I got to agree with Gold. I think Lacey's going to win it. I really do.
Watch Magic go left field, and he got the Charlotte one right. I hate him.
Guys, I appreciate both y'all's takes on that, but y'all are both incorrect. The winner will be Sasha Banks. And this will start the wedge between her and Bayley.
If Sasha Banks wins, he looked at spoilers. I'm just
No, it's okay. But let me ask y'all this. When they said, who in their right mind even thinks Tamina has a chance?
I mean, Tamina, if she was,
Gold, you can't bullshit your way out of this. There's no.
That would be so out of left field if they put the belt on Tamina, though. No one would expect it, and she could be good in the ring. So, I don't know, man. That could happen.
Nah. Never happened.
Nah.
Maybe Roman really isn't missing WrestleMania, and he comes out and helps out his family. Maybe the Usos help.
Oh.
Maybe that stable's really happy. Maybe The Rock shows up. He ain't doing no movie filming.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break to say hi to a couple of our listeners. We have Andrew Palmer. He's joined us. He said that, wow, he's seen Magic's face. Morlock chimed in. He said anyone but Tamina. Tyler Dove, what's up, guys? I've never seen John Majewski before.
Hey,
welcome
Nick
all of you.
What's up, guys?
Morlock replied, said, that's not really Majewski, it's a stand-in. All right, guys.
On vacation.
Here we go. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Tell me what y'all are thinking.
Oh, that's so tough. You go first, Nick, on that one. I got to think a second.
I could see it going either way. I'm going to go Kevin Owens. I really have no reason why, but that's what I'm going with.
Kevin Owens is white hot right now. I feel like he deserves the win. But I feel like this is another one of those Triple H Vince decisions together. I feel like AOP somehow gets involved and Seth wins. So I'm going to go Seth.
And Gold, when you lay down the knowledge like that, you lay it out for us, you let us know exactly why. That is why you're in last place, and you will be wrong. Kevin Owens is taking this one home.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
All right.
I feel like Seth's going to get it. I feel like Kevin's going to get screwed somehow.
All right, guys, here it is. Undertaker, AJ Styles in a boneyard match.
Oh, God, these are really tough right now. I mean, I'm going to go...
Can anybody explain what a boneyard match is?
It's a anything goes in a graveyard, and they'll basically
pretty much
be
a buried alive match without the buried alive aspect.
Yes, it will be a buried alive match, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to go, and I love The Undertaker, but I just feel like he's going to pass the torch, and I feel like AJ Styles is going to get this win.
Okay.
I think surprisingly, this may be one of the better matches of the night, or the nights rather. Damn it, I can't agree with Gold on this one. I'm going with the Undertaker. I can see exactly what Gold means, passing the torch to AJ, but I think the Undertaker's winning it. It's going to be a good match, but I think the Taker wins it.
Gold. I like how you said pass the torch, but you got to look at something. When you pass the torch, you don't find a 42-year-old wrestler to pass the torch to. That is why when you go to a graveyard, the Undertaker is the winner. Undertaker takes it home.
Magic. Let me ask you a question just real quick. And I know the age is a little bit different. How many matches has the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania?
If I carry the one, divide it by 4, double digits to the third.
Steiner math.
1.2.
Okay, and who did he lose his matches to?
Brock and Roman.
Okay, so half of your point is correct because he had his streak beaten by Lesnar, who's a part-timer. So I just feel like I get your point on the age, but I also feel like AJ is still really damn good in the ring and has several years in front of him, and I think AJ benefits a lot more with the victory.
Gold, I appreciate that you have a point of view. I appreciate your opinion. But once again, you're wrong. Sorry. Guys, let's go ahead. Let's wait. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stream. You might know him as Champ of the Month. He's the Asylum champion, Archie Mitchell.
Oh, Archie's here?
Archie is here.
What's up, Archie? How you doing, sir?
What is up, Archie?
Archie says, are they talking about the Put a Bone in Michelle McCool's yard match?
Who wouldn't?
All right, guys. Couple chime in from Daniel Ariola. He says, Mania belongs to Taker. Jeff Morlock chimes in. He says, this is why Gold is losing. All right.
Yep, I agree.
Well, look, if AJ wins, and so be it. If Taker wins, this is a toss-up, man. That's why we have confidence points. That's what wins or loses it.
All right, guys. We've talked enough about Gold being wrong on that one. Let's see if he's going to be wrong on this next one. Ripley, Flair. What are y'all thinking?
I'll go first because I don't want it to look like I'm copying every Gold's answers, but I'm thinking Rhea Ripley wins. Again, no reason behind it. That's just what I'm going with.
They let Flair beat Asuka and kind of ruined her. They let Flair win the Rumble, which I don't think that should have happened. They've pushed Flair to the moon and back. Now, Magic, can you verify and clarify, are both belts on the line? Or no?
Both belts.
Doesn't No, I'm sorry. Is the NXT belt on the line on this one?
Guys, now we know why Gold's losing.
Oh, shut up. Is she putting the belt on the line? Or is
The
this
NXT title is on the line. Remember, this
I
is
don't see them putting the NXT belt on Flair and putting her back on the NXT show, but if they're going to try to make NXT a mainstream show, I could see that happening. But I'm going to go Ripley on this one.
Yeah, remember, Gold, this was Flair's cash-in for the Rumble.
No, I know. I gotcha. I just wanted to make sure for clarity purposes because it could have been like, well, screw that. It's just a match with Ripley. But anyways, yeah, I'm going Ripley.
I'm also going Ripley. I don't think there's any way... They're not going to put the title on Flair. If they do, it's a short-lived thing. But I'm going Ripley as well. Let's go ahead and go to the comments for a section, see a little update. Archie agrees it's Ripley. Tyler agrees it's Ripley. Morlock has another comment for Gold. Gold is trying to bring logic to a Vince McMahon product. Oh, and welcome to the stream. He's a fellow admin. He's the Woo Man. He is here. Jamin Wooten, welcome, brother. Welcome. Woo Man agrees. Ripley's not losing, he says.
Anytime I hear Woo's name, I feel hungry. Good reason.
All right, guys. Here's a big one. The Man versus Shayna. What are y'all taking?
I'll go first again.
Moloch just said that I'm trying to bring logic to Vince's product. I'm going to go away from logic on this one. Even though it's stale and getting ridiculous, the Man's going to retain.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to disagree. I don't think Becky retains the title. They're making Shayna look... I think she's going to be like the Brock Lesnar of the women's division that actually is there to wrestle every week, though.
I've listened to both of y'all's sides. You both have good points, but only one of y'all's correct. Nick Francis, congratulations. You picked the right one. Gold. Gold, I'm starting to see what it is. What Gold is doing is he's so far behind, he knows he has to make all the wrong picks to try to catch up. I don't blame him. That's a decent strategy, Gold.
I just don't see... I don't see Vince and them understanding how stale she is, and I just see Becky retaining.
I don't think you've done what you did with Shayna, making Shayna stomp everyone and make them all look like pieces of trash to just make her lose.
You think Becky's not going to fight back, but Becky's going to take it to her and win.
It's going
to be like a ridiculous finish. It's going to be like a roll-up.
I think they've built Shayna up too much to leading into WrestleMania to lose. I just don't see it.
All right, guys. It's time to go to the fun house. The Fiend, Cena. Who y'all taking?
The Fiend.
Oh,
I gotta go with the Fiend.
Yeah. Would they really let the Fiend lose two matches in a row? Two pay-per-view matches in a row? I don't see it. I think the Fiend, I think he wins it. He'll beat Cena.
Now, the only other reason I would change my pick, I'm going to stick with Fiend, but what kind of leans me to the other side is, in which we don't know the answer to that question, or maybe some of us do, is Cena coming back from a full-time run? If he is, then it is possible that Vince would decide to give him the win. But I'm still going to stick with the Fiend.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, John Cena. Cena is 100% at the end of this match going to have his hand rose to help him off the mat. The Fiend is winning this match. They are not giving this one to Cena. Cena's already crushed Bray Wyatt once. You don't kill the Fiend twice in a row.
Cena's double turn you just did there, Magic.
Cena is gone once again once Mania's over. The only way Cena picks up a victory is if they make Fiend still look amazing, like seriously hurts him, DQ, something like that. But otherwise, it's the Fiend all day.
The
All
other
right.
piece of me also is thinking about how they buried Cena against Undertaker. So is this his redemption at this one? You know what I mean? But I still can't pick him. I just don't see Cena needing a win here. So
I mean, yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I also think at this point, like, I know what you're talking about when you're saying bury Cena, but at this point in his career, like that did nothing to Cena one way or the other, you know. So I don't think it's a big
other
deal.
than make a very hilarious internet meme.
All right, guys, let's check in with some comments. Let's take a little break. Here's what we
I'm
got.
just saying, if the Undertaker tombstone me, I have a boner too.
All right, so the Woo Man believes Shayna's taking it. Morlock says Becky's getting still. They all agreeing. Tyler Dove says he feels like he's watching Deal or No Deal. Let's see. Morlock says it's the Fiend. They can't let Cena ruin Bray twice. I like it.
Right.
Woo Man says Bray's revenge. Morlock, you know, this is a good point. I'm glad he put it. Morlock says Cena has been solid on his promos. If there's one thing that I don't care what you think about Cena, one thing you can say forever is that dude has always been fire on the mic. There's not many guys left that they let just go on their own, and that's him, and rightfully so, because, I mean, when it comes to mic skills, he's, you know, like, I think I've said it before in one of these, I think that's kind of what WWE, or one of the things they're missing right now. I don't think they got that guy who just lights it up on a promo.
Yeah, Cena's always been really good on the mic. You can't take his credit away for that. It's true. And he's done a lot of his own promos off the top of his head, so yeah, I agree with that one. There's no disagreement there.
All right, guys, here we go. Edge Orton, last man standing.
Man, you go first, Nick.
You don't. I don't think you bring Edge back to lose his first match. I think somehow he'll win it. I mean, I could.
Nick, hold on, Nick, real quick. I've been demanded by the champ of the month to read a comment he wrote earlier.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
well,
sorry to interrupt you, but the champ has commanded me, so I have to. He wanted me to read this. Becky and Rollins both lose and then go home and have Corona sex. All right, you can continue.
How do I follow that? I'm going to Edge.
I would love some Corona sex right now. Maybe I could stay home. Anyways, fuck. I'm half and half here. Half of me is like, there's no fucking way you bring Edge back with this big run and have him lose. The other half of me is I know he's only going to be doing a certain amount of matches throughout the year. Mm-hmm. And this would be a big rub for Orton, even though Orton's been around for a long time too. So I'm going to have to disagree and be the loser that I am, and I'm going to pick Orton.
Gold. Just when I think you can't get any worse, you completely prove me wrong. You once again have picked the wrong winner. This is Edge all the way. Orton gets nothing out of this. They've got to build Edge up. Come on, Gold. I mean, how many times can you pick the wrong guy?
I'm just saying you gotta. I'm thinking about it in a way that when's Edge's next match going to be? I'm going to go Orton.
All right, let me give a old wrestling tale here. Who got an RKO during this other than Edge? A family member.
His wife.
All right. Did Randy Orton's wife get a spear? No. Boom. Wrestling from night.
I get where you're going with this, sir, and I fully understand that, but I really do think that Edge is going to dominate the match. He's going to come in bananas and nuts. He's going to beat the shit out of Orton and take it to him, and then the match is going to get halfway through, and it's going to be, boom, RKO out of nowhere. And then he's going to take it, because Orton has done that so many fucking times. So I just feel like that Orton needs the rub. I really do. So I'm going to go Orton. I agree with what you're saying, but my gut is telling me Orton on this one.
This guy's wrong. This guy right here. He's wrong.
Hey, John. Have we just gotten to the point where we can just figure out what it is David has to do now?
Well, you know what?
I can't. You know what? I pray that all my predictions are right because then y'all are going to be eating some mighty crow.
Well, let's go to the listeners, see what they think. John Martin Jr. joins us, and he chimes in. Edge has to win, and will all over the place, probably barely be in the ring. So I'm guessing, obviously, last man standing. I agree with that, John. They're going to be all over the place. It also helps probably, I don't think Edge probably isn't quite ready to go 20 to 30 minutes at this point, so that can help cover it. Let's see what else we got. Woo Man chimes in. They're building Edge up for one last title run, probably a program with Lesnar.
I disagree with that. I think Lesnar's too rough in the ring, but we'll see what happens. Maybe.
Morlock. Jeff Morlock chimes in. I agree with Gold. I'm going to drink bleach now.
Hey, you can agree to disagree, but don't be mad when you're sipping on some bleach over there when Orton wins. I'm just saying.
I will
all I
say,
gotta say is don't
my
be
honest
mad
opinion.
when some of my predictions are right, dude.
My honest opinion, looking back, looking at the card, I will say there's a lot of matches that are 50-50. I mean, I know we're picking on David right now, but honestly, a lot of them I could see going either way.
Don't you get soft on us, Nick. Don't you get soft on us.
Just saying, did you think Fandango was going to be Jericho? None of us did. So sometimes you got to think outside the box, and I get what everyone is saying about Edge. They built him up. It's his first match back. But we all said the same shit about Sting. There's no way he's losing his first match in WWE, and he lost. So, just saying.
All right. Well, just so you know, Archie, Daniel Ariola, they agree. Edge is going to take it. Let's see. Michael Blackwell joins us. He chimes in. RKO, Fiend guarantee wins. Oh, it's rigged for Goldberg. Morlock says, Gold's mad at me because I agreed with him. Love you too, buddy.
I don't know if saying I'm going to drink bleach is really agreeing with me, but sounds like he's saying, if Orton wins, he's going to drink bleach. That's what I kind of gathered.
All right, guys. This next match, I'm going to consider this not a spoiler because I don't think it was outside of WWE writing. So we're going to go ahead and say Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. We all know Roman said, hey, I'm not going to. Obviously, with the virus running strong right now and him being a former cancer patient, it automatically puts him at more at risk. Can't blame the man. He's a family man. So don't blame him 100% for that one. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to go with Goldberg or Braun. Who y'all taking?
These matches are killing me. Go ahead, Nick. Defer. Oh, nice.
Guys, it's time. It's time. Braun Strowman is finally going to get the belt. It's going to happen. Well deserved. I'm picking Braun Strowman to destroy Goldberg. They cannot let Goldberg walk out of Mania as the champ.
I think I have to agree with you there. They took the IC belt off of him after he just won it and put it on Sami Zayn. For God's sakes, give Braun the damn belt. Do the right thing. I'm going to go with Braun as well. A piece of me still thinks, bringing the stupid logic into it, that they're going to somehow fuck us and keep the belt on Goldberg. But I'm going to go with Braun.
I want everyone to pay attention to what just happened. Gold, for once, picked the correct choice, but still wanted so bad. He had to fight against himself from picking the wrong one. He still wanted to pick the wrong choice. Luckily for once, Gold, I'll give it to you. Let's go to our listeners' comments real quick. Let's see what we got. Daniel Ariola wants to know, how stale will it be without a crowd? Clayton Gorway joins us. He chimes in, only 2 years too late. I'm sure he's talking about Braun. Tyler Dove says, Braun gets the belt. Morlock once again says, no wonder we argue all the time. He doesn't understand what I say to him. And he's talking to you there, Gold.
I know. I love Jeff, too.
All right, guys. Here it is. The reigning, defending, yada, 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 former UFC fight, yada, 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 amazing champion, Brock Lesnar, versus the man who went to the Scottish mountains in his underwear to train, Drew McIntyre.
Tough one. I'm going to go probably against the grain, and I'm going with Drew McIntyre. I think Vince is going to go with the crowd, with the fans on this one, and I'm picking McIntyre.
Oh, man, this isn't... Here we go again, Magic. Going against myself again. And I'm going to do this again because it's my favorite thing to do. Half of me is thinking that in a lot of events, one belt change... Sometimes, like at WrestleMania 20, you get one stayed the same, one changed, but it was both the faces, and it was amazing. Some you get where one champion stays the same, and you're like, what the fuck? Whereas the other one wins. We don't have that what the fuck. So I'm gonna go that we're gonna get the 2 new champions on this one, and he's gonna send the fans home happy. I'm gonna go with McIntyre.
And as soon as Gold told me he was arguing with himself, I knew he was going to make the right decision this time because he wanted to pick the wrong one. Guys, you're right. This will be Drew Mac. I think they're probably going to use They're going to use Brock in some matches to not necessarily put over, but highlight some guys. I think maybe use him in a way to bring up talent, and that doesn't mean they're going to beat them, but just to show how they can go on the big one. Let's go to our listeners once again. Stosh
Real quick
Yarka.
before you do that, sorry, I just want to add in one thing. Back to my AJ Styles prediction. The last time Taker lost a big match that no one expected, which was against Lesnar, they sent the fans home extremely ecstatic by giving the belt to Daniel Bryan. So I think that's what they're going to do on this card as well. Taker loses, and then McIntyre wins at the end. Go on.
What if the fans already home? What if the fans already at home?
You still got to think like you're sending the fans home happy, man. Come on, man.
All right, guys.
Come on, man.
Let's see what happens. Let's go. We're going to hit him. Stosh Yarka joins in. McIntyre, fan favorite. John Martin Jr. Drew in a short match, 5 minutes or less. Clayton Gorway. I figured it out. If Gold picks both people to win, he can't be wrong.
Yep. Good guess, Clayton. You get it, buddy.
And Archie
Gold
says
style.
that Gold Lesnar is the best wrestler ever.
Yep. He's referencing the show where you said he was the best ever. And then you try to go back on it and go, okay, because we argued for like 10 minutes, and you're like, okay, Gold, fine. One of the best ever. And I'm like,
Okay, first off, Gold, you're completely changing that story. You were the one who had it wrong the whole time.
You a week.
You were wrong the whole time. I said it was one of the greatest performances ever, and you were like, that is not the greatest performance ever. How dare you say that?
Greatest. You didn't say one of, sir. Well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to record that show, that part, just so you can hear yourself say it was the greatest performance in the ring ever. And I'm like, what? Producer Nate, when you get a chance, let's do a quality check on that. Because then you came back later and said one of, because I was pissing you off because we were arguing about it for 15 minutes. And you're like, Gold, you hate Cena. You don't like this.
All right, I guess I got to pull it up right now to find out.
Hey, you know what? What do you want me to do if I'm wrong?
Guys,
He's good.
here's what we do now. I'm reading these
Why don't we
comments.
save that for next show?
All right, Archie Mitchell says, I love how Magic and Gold argue, and Nick just sits there with no expression. And Goraway says, Archie, Nick's too busy looking at Pornhub.
He is using his free premium membership. Speaking of Pornhub.
All right, guys. So that's it on our Mania predictions. If any of our listeners have a question or a topic they want us to discuss or whatever, hit them up in the comments. We can go over it real quick. This is an episode all about interaction. So if we run long, can't get to certain things, that's okay. We are here for y'all today. So we do not mind if y'all want to chime in, maybe get our takes on something or opinion, or maybe you think Gold is wronger than wrong. We don't know. So just let us know.
Oh, wow. Dove says, Nick acts like me. You going to accept that, Nick?
I've turned over a new leaf. So
Nothing but love.
Oh, Jesus.
Nothing but love, guys.
Nothing but love.
All right.
Wow, someone,
Archie Mitchell.
Pulled a fire alarm.
Archie says, I have a question. First time listener, first time question. Magic, how long does a burrito take in your microwave? Well, Archie Mitchell, let me tell you, that is not an easy answer because there are gourmet burritos. It means some may take a couple minutes, some may take 1 minute. You never know. It depends on the burrito, not the microwave.
Clayton Goraway wants to know, and I'm going to answer this question. Nick doesn't win stuff? Clayton, incorrect. Nick always wins.
Never.
Tell him to show you the shelf of winnings that's to the left of him, or I believe, right?
Nothing there.
You can show him the rock that you won, and the Melloway Hogan that you won, and the 2 custom flares that you won.
All right, girls. We got other questions here. John Martin Jr. wants to know, what will the Raw after Mania be like this year? I don't even know if we're going to have a Raw. At least not a live one.
I was about to say we may not have one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Clayton said that he's not like Dove because Nick wins. Oh.
What do y'all think, guys? Do y'all think we're going to have a Raw?
Yes, I think they already filmed it.
Well, yeah, obviously if it's pre-tape, yeah, but they may have already
I think
filmed
they taped it.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
All right, we got it. Tommy Champ has joined us, and Nick, this one's for you. Nick, Francis, is Nick Foles the most overrated NFL quarterback of all time?
Damn, I didn't know we were on talking football.
I know our listeners on the podcast.
Guys, I'm sorry. I did not know that we were going to be showing such grotesque images on this stream.
But,
I apologize for that. We should have given y'all the warning at the beginning.
In Magic, we could easily have a good fire if we get cold with that.
All right, here we go. Jeff Morlock chimes in. Why is Nick's shirt still on?
We were trying to keep some people watching the show, Jeff. I know our listeners can't see it, but you guys can. So we're trying to keep y'all here.
All right.
Now I want to add one other thing in about this whole football thing. Notice Nick has that picture. He probably paid a good arm and a leg for that because that's probably going to be their only title for the next 55 years. But anyways, let's go on.
Well, we can't really say much to that one, Gold.
I know we're on year 25, but hey, it's not 55. Just saying.
All right, guys.
When people go, why do you live in the past? We don't have a freaking choice, okay? All right.
Remember, this is the Asylum Wrestling Podcast, guys. Come on, try to get back. Here it is, WrestleMania season, and y'all want to talk about dirty birds. Come on now, guys. Tyler Dove says that there's not enough beers in Nick yet.
They're not letting me take a break, Tyler. I'm trying to take a break to go get one. But
Mr. Multicante, we're recording live on the Asylum page for our Asylum Wrestling podcast. If you haven't listened, you need to subscribe on YouTube. And we're also on any audio that you can think of. Podbean, Apple, Spotify. We're there. We're awesome. Make sure you listen.
All right, guys. How about we get into a little bit of news?
All right, let's talk about those figures.
I'm ready for it.
All right, guys. So as we all know, these last couple of days have been humongous in the wrestling figure news. Let's start with, we found out the pre-orders, and they are up now on Ringside Collectibles. Guys, we finally see for sure the pictures of The Fiend, Viscera, Miss Elizabeth, Ravishing Rick Rude, and that's it, right? Or is there one more? I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
There's 5. The other pre-order that went up, and we found out, was there's the Rated R Superstar Edge, and with edge heads. And when I say with edge heads, it's literally that. It's the same body, but it comes with a Zack Ryder or Kurt Hawkins head that you can put on it. First off, I think we've all talked about it. We love the 77s. They're basically all. Oh, I think there's AJ also, right? AJ I was leaving out. But anyways,
Yeah.
so we're all.
Is there another AJ?
Yes, there's another AJ.
Oh.
Don't worry, Gold. You have another one.
I need 2. Oh.
So we've pretty much talked about 77s a lot of them, especially the Legends stuff we love. But what about this Edge? Have y'all seen the Edge, and what do you think?
I've seen it. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. Didn't it go on for pre-order today?
It did. It's up. Yes.
Okay, I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I'll probably end up ordering it off Ringside. I like it.
I think that it's good because that's how they kind of, you know, I mean I liked it, but just another reason to hear more from Hawkins and Bird.
Yes, I think it's actually pretty cool.
More $300 BCA breaks coming.
Guys, I agree. I like the Edge. I'm not getting 3 of them. I've heard of people that are going to get 3 so they can have a Riders, a Hawkins, and an Edge. I'm not. But it's pretty cool Edge figure still. All right, let's go on to some other releases. They had the Decade of Domination Series 2 was released, and that was Beth Phoenix, Kane, Kofi in his like Jamaican gear, Triple H, and the Big Show. What'd you guys think about that one?
I'll be ordering it because I've already pre-ordered Series 1 from Walmart, so I'll definitely be getting it.
Yeah, I like them. I got a couple other figures I really have my eyes on, and I don't want to steal your thunder, so we'll get into that as we go. But I'm liking a lot of these figures that are coming out. I reserved a couple today.
Let's see what our listeners have to say while we're here. Let's see. John Martin Jr., Elite 77, Osei AJ, he's got to get it. Daniel Ariola says he's not impressed. I think he's talking about the Edge there. He's not impressed with the scan. Michael Blackwell says the new Elites need to have a buff. Archie Mitchell says
I can agree with that. It'd be nice to get a buff with a nice little hat. That'd be cool.
Archie Mitchell said he's going to burn the Rider head.
As he should.
John Martin Jr. says we need a Battle Pack Series, David Gold, John Majewski figure with Nick Francis as a referee.
That would be awesome. Nick would just stand there, though. He wouldn't ref. He would just watch. and you guys do understand that I might have wrestling knowledge, but Magic, and I might have been in a ring in the past, many, many years ago. But Magic has been in the ring too, and He is
More
probably in
soft.
way better wrestling shape than I have and am in. So he probably would destroy me at this point. So it's not really a fair fight.
It would. It would.
I only want to argue with him verbally at this point. Let's stick with that.
Guys, Nick Francis is finally correct in something. All right, guys. So they also released a lot more elites. Let's go over them real quick. We have Jake the Snake Roberts. This one shocked me since he just debuted for AEW, and he's got a chase version.
I think Nick got
then we
pissed
have
at you because you said the wrong name, so he left us.
Oh, what'd I say?
You said Nick Francis got something right. I think you meant I finally got something right. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I did mean gold.
Nick is coming. He'll be back, I think. We lost him for a minute.
So we have the Jake the Snake, Paul Orndorff, and Eddie Guerrero. Those were all great. We also saw the Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Ultimate Warrior in his final speech gear, which is the suit with the plastic mask. We got the Razor Ramon, the black and white Sting with bat, and we got the Bobby the Brain with Weasel suit. And we also saw that once the suit goes off, he's in the one strap like the Andre singlet. Guys, there was a lot too. We also had a very early version of Rhea Ripley. We had a Sasha. We have a superstar Billy Graham. We had a Bro. We also had. There's a lot. We had
Natalia, right?
Yeah, she's in that decade, I believe. We had Drake Maverick.
The Divas belt, right?
We had R-Truth, Randy Orton, and another Kofi. I mean, awesome figures. One that was really...
When you looked at the Bobby Heenan body, I haven't seen it yet with the one strap.
Uh-huh.
Did they give him like the ab crunch and a six-pack, or is he fat?
He has...
I saw earlier images, and it looks like they gave him a regular elite body, which I guess is whatever, but I don't think... I'm a little bothered by that for some reason, because, he was never really, in good shape.
He has the crunch. I don't know if, he still has that crunch there, and, I mean, he's got, like, a normal body.
Like chunkier. Yeah, so they didn't make him chunky like the Classic Jacks one. Okay.
No, but at the same time, they didn't make him like super muscular.
Yeah, I guess I can accept that, but I would have preferred him to actually be like the Monsoon Classic was, and kind of more like the Monsoon Elite was a little bit, with a little chunk on him. Because he wasn't fat back then when he wore the one piece, but he was, he was chunky. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
John Martin Jr. wants to know, is Miss Elizabeth in a series? Yes, she is up today, John. She's in that 77. You can pre-order her today, but you will be paying the ringside prices.
She has on her, was it WrestleMania yellow dress? What WrestleMania was that? That was... Shit.
Yeah,
was that the year Hogan wrestled Macho Man in the main event?
Yeah, she comes with... Yeah, it's like the red and yellow from Mega Powers stuff.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that WrestleMania that Macho Man lost to Hogan. Yeah, she had on the yellow Mega Powers.
Did any of you guys order The Fiend today? Have y'all pre-ordered that?
Yes, The Fiend is on order already. And if y'all were keeping up with that, he sold out quick, then brought back with a later date release one. All right, guys, this was a big reveal for me. You know how the internet went on fire, upset the first time, but we were able to see Triple H in China in the 2-pack, and it comes with the world belt and the European title. Yes. No spinner or anything crazy like that.
Thank goodness, because they were not giving the correct belt at first.
No, but these look great. I think these are very much on point. I was very happy with them.
I love that China and Triple H. I mean, they're little nuances that we all agree that could be adjusted a teensy bit, but I mean, the fact we're getting a China figure,
Mm-hmm.
It just is. It's a good thing, and it's about damn time. Should have happened a long time ago, but
Agree.
Hey guys, also I apologize if y'all touched on it when I stepped out, but did y'all mention the Ultimate Warrior figure that was announced for the Legend
Yeah, the
series?
suit.
Yeah, he's in the final speech year with the plastic mask.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome figure. I'm looking forward to that one. Well, I'm looking forward to all the Legend series. So
I'm gonna go after the others first. He'll probably be the last one I pick because I've got
Really?
so many warriors. I like the figure. Don't get me wrong, but I'm after and we didn't Magic. I apologize if you were just about to get into this, but I'm definitely after the Viscera and the Nation of Domination Mark Henry.
Yeah,
those are two of my favorites.
Definitely not bad. All right, so we'll keep going to more reveals. We got to see the Series 3 of the Master of the WWE Universe. Comes with New Day, Braun Strowman, Undertaker, Glow in the Dark, and the Brahma Bull, The Rock. Have y'all been able to see any of these, and what do y'all think of them?
I looked at them. Z-Man, some people have asked me who Z-Man is. It's Mike Zecca. We call him Z-Man. He made out. I mean, I loved him when I first saw him, but then Z-Man analyzed him a little bit because he's like the king of Motus and He-Man figures and stuff like that. So I like him, but I do agree with him. They could have put a little more detail into him.
Yeah. All right, guys. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was agreeing exactly what David said. I mean, of course, I'll be getting them, but they could have been a little bit better after Zecca put a little clarification on them, but I'll be getting them.
Right, it was the same thing, right? Because he went through and was like, "Did you see this?" And we're like, "He's right."
All right, let's go to our listeners. The listeners chime in with us. Michael Blackwell, is it true that Warrior's in a gray suit? Yes, he's in the suit that he was on his final speech before he passed away. It's the exact gear, and he even comes with the little plastic mask that he put on. Daniel Areola, I hope the Warrior comes with a cloth coat. I would bet it's plastic. I think we've only have pictures so far, or like drawings, artists, but I think it's plastic.
It looks plastic. I would love a cloth. But I don't think Mattel's going to put it into that. But yeah, I agree with him.
Michael Blackwell says Eddie will be the first for him. Hopefully, hey, that Eddie is a great figure. Looks great early on. I'm pumped for that one too.
Now,
Tyler Dove.
I haven't seen the pictures of that Eddie. Is it short-haired Eddie from like WrestleMania 20, light sheet steel Eddie? Is that the one it is?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, they still only have the like artistic concept or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but it looks like they're going for his look from around that time frame, right?
Right.
Because I know they already did his long-haired one in the Hall of Fame series when he was dating China, so I know they did that one. So,
let's see. Tyler Dove says the new Taker and Kane are fire.
I do love the Taker. Have we kind of looked in detail at it? Does it look like a lot like the Heritage Series one?
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
It's like, it's great. It's great figure, but I do not know. Have you seen the Kane?
With the burns on his face when he took his mask off? Yeah, it looks pretty
And by burns, you mean eye makeup? Yes.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to portray. Come on, man.
But he's even got like,
real.
like the half head of hair thing and everything too.
Come on, man. Wrestling is real. Stop it.
Let's see. Daniel Areola says it's the blonde hair Eddie Rey Mysterio feud shortly before he passed.
Awesome when he has the blonde tips and stuff.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I would want that for sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, guys. So I've saved the best for last. The ultimate reveal. The next ultimate, well, not the next, but coming up, Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Best
Finally.
for last for who? Just kidding.
Who isn't looking forward to that figure?
Guys, we've been asking for the Hollywood for a while. It's coming. I'm pumped. I'm excited. If we could pre-order, I'd probably only pre-order about 30 of them today. Obviously, hopefully not. But it's very
get as many as you have takers.
it's a very early concept. It's all gray still. Have y'all been? I know y'all have. What'd y'all think of those pictures?
I like it a lot. It's better than some of the Ultimates they've already released. For sure.
All right, guys, and that's about it for the news. It was a lot of figure release. We had a lot of WrestleMania stuff. What do y'all want to do from here? Y'all want to open it up, see if our listeners want to talk about some stuff, or what do y'all want to do here?
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire. Some of our users, guys, ask us some stuff you wanted to always know, as long as it's not too personal. Ask some questions y'all wanted to know about, about myself, Magic, or Nick, or wrestling, or test our knowledge, or whatever you guys like to do. I mean, now's the time. It's great. So let's get them. Let's see if we can get a couple in, Magic, and we'll go from there. That'd be great. Anything y'all want to ask, as long as it's not really too personal, and if it is, then we'll just say nope, not answering that. Nope.
If we're lucky, Archie Mitchell isn't still with us, so we might get lucky on that end.
Yeah, like, hey, would you eat for when's the last time you had a bowel movement? Like, really, Archie? 12 o'clock noon earlier today. Any questions for us, guys, that y'all want to know?
David, do we have a free giveaway in mind, or we hadn't had one? I know we had mentioned it. But,
I do have a free giveaway in mind, and I'm going to announce it right now. Actually, let's take a second, and this is a surprise. And Nick and I only know about this. Magic does not. This is his first time hearing about it. Okay? And it has to be done, and you have to do it. You guys have to do it. Any listeners who listen to the podcast or are watching, if you message Magic in a PM, Hogan sucks. You have to PM him, Hogan sucks. Or Hogan still sucks. You'll get a free magnet from Josh Blevins. Donated by Josh Blevins. But you have to PM Magic. Hogan sucks or Hogan still sucks.
And guys, anyone who PMs me that Hogan still rules will be put in a raffle for a much greater prize than a magnet. If you write, he still sucks. Move. You will never be in any of my free events. He's going to get
so many dual messages. He's going to get Hogan rules and sucks. All right, so here's some questions we have. John, I can't see this one, so I'll let you ask that one, Magic. But the other one from John Martin Jr. is, are y'all AEW fans? Like, are y'all liking it better than the WWE right now?
I like both. I'm a wrestling fan, so I'm a firm believer in the more the merrier, in my opinion. I will say, with this whole no crowd product that we're getting right now, I've watched AEW a little bit more. They seem to have more of a grasp on the live shows compared to WWE. It looks like WWE has been a lot of reruns. But I like them both. Yeah, I love AEW. I hope it continues to grow. And I watch it every Wednesday and every pay-per-view they have. So I don't like one over the other. I like them both.
I would say that, yes, I am enjoying AEW a little bit more due to the storylines. And when I've been watching Raw and SmackDown lately, we get a couple pieces of story here and there, and then we get an hour-long WrestleMania match from 2 years ago. And I get it. I'm happy we still have wrestling. I love that we've got both. But right now, I feel like AEW is just killing it right now with the whole everything that's going on. The Matt Hardy stuff is golden. Jericho is just reinvented himself again. I'm just really enjoying the AEW stuff better right now. But that's not me hating on WWE because I love having other things to watch and competition and all of that. So, Magic, how do you feel?
So I'm love AEW. The wrestling's awesome. And I'll start with this. I think right now in wrestling, Cody Rhodes, and I'll say Rhodes because I'm allowed to, is the best thing in wrestling right now. As far as total package, he's killing it on the promos. He's killing it in the ring. I love what he's doing. He is my favorite thing in wrestling right now. With that being said, overall, I still lean WWE, and only because I think AEW still has a lot of people that aren't used to TV and stuff like that. And this isn't necessarily,
Agreed.
I'm not like putting them down or anything, because I still like what
Right.
they're doing. I just, if you gun to my head, I'd have to pick WWE still right now. But
you're
Cody's still
1,000%
my favorite thing.
You're 1,000,000% right in terms of the production of the show. Longtime viewers like yourself and myself and Nick and whatnot can totally see the differences in, the production and and they've been in the game a lot longer. They have more experience. I get it. And I agree 1,000%. Nate said he would like, the producer of our great show, said he'd like to chime in for a moment. So, Nate, what do you got, buddy?
Coming in like the NWO, invading here a little bit. From the We Can't Wrestle Studios in Shitkicker, Ohio, I was actually wanting to bust in this is going to go against you, Magic, but you were talking about the Blevins magnets. I just wanted to show everybody what you could get if you get one of those Josh Blevins magnets. Check out that badass Macho Man right there. Digging that. Just wanted to throw that in there. A little fuel on the fire here in the Asylum.
Nate, I have that same magnet also. He does do great work. Unfortunately, he's not right in the head ever since the accident. So we're a little sad for him. Once again, if y'all want to message me the incorrect info, that's fine. I'll pass it on. But if you want a chance at a much greater prize, Hulk still rules.
Brother.
I agree with Nate. The magnets are amazing. I saw them firsthand in person at our wonderful table, and hopefully this thing passes so we could do some more. But it is a good deal. Make sure you get that message in. We did not tell Magic about this ahead of time. That makes it even better. He's made like, I'm going to do an event even better than that now. Yeah. Like that SpongeBob where he's like, yeah,
I can always Hulk up.
But we have another question, a very interesting one from John Martin. Who would win in a triple threat match between y'all, and who pins who and how? What is what Martin wanted us to wrestle? Magic would demolish the two of us, and he'd win with his foot on top of our chests. That's how.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it logistically here, people. I mean, me and Nick could double team them all we want, but if we're going to actually be in a ring and do it entertainment style, it's all about experience in this one, and he'd win. But if it's like a bar fight, maybe I stand a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A lot of people don't realize or know it in Magic. I know you don't like to gloat about it, but Magic does pretty much, I would say, every weekend, John, is in the ring. So
prior to the virus.
Well, yeah, prior to that. But I'd have to agree with David. I'm not going to be ashamed to admit that Magic would probably take both of us. Pretty easy.
He'd double clothesline us. He'd beat us up. We would be like Dwayne Gill and who's another jobber versus Hogan. It's like, okay, we're here. Me and Nick were scared about stepping through ropes, let alone we're sitting in the back when Buff's getting us pumped. We're like, are we gonna fall when we get in? And then I've been in a ring before, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. I think that was your first time getting in a physical ring.
Yeah.
And I think you were asking me like, how are the ropes? Like, how strong are the ropes or whatever? So I don't know if you've ever been. I know you've been to a show and seen a ring, but I don't know if you've physically ever gotten in one. And I mean, for an indie show, this was a pretty good ring, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you know, we're sitting here nervous, like this is going to be tough, and are we even going to get through the ropes appropriately? You know, are we going to be out of breath just climbing through the turnbuckle? And we were in the back, like we're going to get on the ropes and put our arms in the air. That never happened, by the way. You know, we were scared we were going to fall or what have you, but you know, so I think Magic would take us. Nick, how were the fajitas? Someone wants to know.
The fajitas were amazing. I'll have to give a pat on the back to my wife. She done a fabulous job at filling this old gut up. You know, I know we're all, unfortunately, we can't go out and you know, out to eat and stuff like that with the circumstances we're in right now. So we got to make the best of it. But you know, I like her cooking. Sometimes I like it a lot better than going out anyway. So I really enjoyed them. I wish I could have shared them with you guys, but no, unfortunately we couldn't.
Yeah, apparently this is like a big thing. Multicante said he would love some fajitas. Magic, you apparently look like Trevor Murdoch.
I do not look like Trevor Murdoch. Sorry to burst your bubble. That's not correct.
Any other questions, guys? Get them in. You know, ask us whatever. It's you know, it's one of those things. Nate, were you messaged any? Well, here's a question. One last one from John Martin. For all three, what was your favorite match? I know Magic Man is Steamboat versus Macho Man. If I'm right, mine is HBK versus Taker the first time.
Okay, hold on real quick. John Martin Jr., that's, and I always try because this one's hard. My favorite match is not Steamboat versus Macho Man. I think that's the best match. My favorite match is Hogan and Dre from WrestleMania 3, and I've told the story before, so I'll do it real quick for you, because that is that's the first match that got me into wrestling. I was younger, rented it from a thing back in the day called a video store. It was on VHS, but I believed it all the hype, everything. Andre never lost, all that stuff. So that got me into wrestling. That's why that's my favorite match. But Steamboat and Macho Man, I think, is the best match ever. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that for you.
Gotcha. Nick, what's your favorite?
Favorite Mania match? Is that the question?
Basically, yeah.
Off the top of my head, I was actually looking at WrestleMania 17 today. I don't know if you guys joined some of my live feed that I had going on. It's probably not the best technical match or the most entertaining match, but one that stands out is The Rock and Stone Cold. That second match, I believe it was. You know, they had, of the three WrestleManias, I believe that was the second one, if I remember correctly. It just, you know, I'm a big Attitude Era guy, so that one kind of brings back a lot of memories, you know, of that era. You had the two biggest superstars of that generation, pretty much, going head to head. God, how many near falls did we have in that match? You don't get that these days. I think The Rock and Stone Cold, I mean, I think it was just an amazing near falls match. The ending was kind of iffy, I guess, with the whole Vince McMahon and Stone Cold turning heel kind of deal. Kind of, I ain't gonna say put a black cloud over the match, but
wow, I'm surprised
just
you
off
picked
the top
that
of
one
my
between the three.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
I would say that would be one of my favorites, just off the top of my head. I mean, Stone Cold and Bret Hart in WrestleMania, was it 12 or 13 or something?
13.
That was, as far as, that was a great match. There's so many. Just off the top of my head, you said John Martin was the one that asked it. I'd probably go Stone Cold and Rock, WrestleMania 17. right now, that's probably what I would pick.
My favorite match is Giant Gonzalez versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I'm just kidding. Magic was like, wait, hold on. That's why Gold is always wrong. It's tough for me because I have so many. I mean, I love the WrestleMania 3 main event. Hogan slamming Andre. I know people always argue all the time. It's been done before, but guys, you got to remember Andre and his size and his ability to help in maneuvers was not what it was before. So Hogan almost pretty much pulled that maneuver off with dead weight. So it was very impressive, but that's up there. That's one of my better matches. But I'd have to say my favorite is my GOAT, the $1 Million Man versus Macho Man. Now,
Oh, not bad, actually.
Win. Oh, what's that?
I said, actually, not bad.
Yeah.
I know he didn't win, and I get it. Because, I think Macho Man is also one of the best of all time. The in-ring philosophy, the two different kind of styles in a way. If you guys, and I know Magic, you have any of Ted DiBiase's earlier matches before WWF, he's just a really good technician in the ring. He knows what he's doing. He's very smart. That is my favorite match right there. And then I think my second 2A, and I apologize, guys, I know they didn't ask for 20 matches, but my 2A would be, once again, another Macho Man, which was him versus Ric Flair. That would be my 2A match there. But in terms of one of the best, I think that match, Magic, you're 1,000% right in terms of best versus favorite. It wasn't the best technically, but it was the biggest thing ever. I mean, that is what... I mean, I know WrestleMania 1 created what we had, but that main event, and then the story where he rips the cross off his chest, I mean, it was just... I was, as a kid, I was appalled. Like, how dare Andre rip his cross off, And just the story behind it. But if I had to pick favorites, those are the two.
Definitely.
Yeah. I can't argue with that at all.
All right.
I will say, unfortunately, I have to go back and watch a lot. I know you guys watched a little bit of the earlier WrestleManias compared to me. I've only made it up so far to like WrestleMania 3 on the earlier
I got some work to do.
I got a lot of catching up to do, but
hey Nate, I'm thinking maybe next Saturday, if you're free, we can do the watch party for WrestleMania 9. So.
Oh, Nate came in.
Oh, he's ready,
guys, and I will say,
once I know my work schedule for that time, we can definitely work that out. I think it's going to be great.
So just for the viewers and the listeners to know, and of course, Magic and Nick, you're more than welcome to join and chime your opinions in. But Nate and I have been going back and forth about, and I'm going to pull a Magic here, how wrong Nate is. He actually enjoyed WrestleMania 9 and thinks it's not the worst. He didn't say it's the best either. He never said
no,
that.
the worst WrestleMania is by far WrestleMania 2, but...
Oh, 2 is number 2 to me. They're number 2. You're right. In fact, I would even go as far as saying 2 is the worst, but 9... Whew. All right, yeah. So we're going to watch 9 and kind of go back and forth on why he feels it was good. Or I don't want to put words in your mouth. You thought 9 was good, right?
I like 9. Now, what I will say is you and I probably both agree on a couple of things about it, which we'll get into in the show. I don't like anything having to do with Hogan in 9. I think that the Hogan stuff in 9, both matches, is hokey and stupid. But we'll get into that. Look, Magic, you can join us with those eyes for that broadcast.
Oh, he was marking out when Hogan would hit him with one move and won, and it's like, Magic
yeah.
like, yeah.
Let's see, when was WrestleMania 9? What year? Do y'all know?
1993.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So Little John.
Go ahead.
I was, I think, 10, 11 years old, whatever it was at the time. And remember wrestling 100% real still then.
Oh yeah,
And-
I was 7.
And I was like, oh, Hogan's coming to help Brett. Hogan's such a good guy.
Homie, Hogan's coming to fuck Brett. Hogan's coming to fuck Brett.
And the
And then-
part where Brett's like,
and then-
go.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, they want him to wrestle? And then you're right, Brett's like, go.
And Hogan's like, no, I want to help you, brother. And Brett's like, no, but Brett's really thinking, this is bullshit, go.
And boom, drop that leg, and oh my God, once again, Hogan's the champion.
You are gutless, Hogan. You come in here, belt on the line.
You yellow belly.
And Vince is in the back, like right before this happened. He goes up to Brett. Yes, Vince. Hogan's gonna win the belt back. and Brett's like, I thought it was my time. I thought I was the. No, stop it.
Stop it. Yeah, I know you guys. This is I'm butting in on the conversation from earlier, but just to see what you guys think about what I say here. As far as you were talking about your favorite Mania matches ever. I'll throw mine out just real quick. I love Bret Hart and Roddy Piper from WrestleMania 8.
That's a good one.
I love Hogan and Savage at 5. I think the Hogan Savage rivalry is the best story the WWF ever told.
100%.
That and Stone Cold and Bret is the 2 best stories they ever told. But my personal favorite match in Mania history is Shawn and Taker from 25.
Oh, that's a good one too.
No one will argue with you. And let me give my honorable mention, since Gold got to say 532 matches. So, guys, I am an old school wrestling fan in the way that, yes, wrestling matters, but just kind of like Nate said on that best storyline, story, and not just like vignettes and promos, but telling a story in the ring is still most important to me.
Yes.
I can love a match that's punches and kicks if the story's told right.
Well, and that's the problem with modern wrestling is, okay, let's be honest, out of every wrestling generation we've ever had, these guys today are the absolute best athletes to ever get in the ring.
Yeah,
however, the stories they tell to get to the match are subpar.
Yeah, and I have an opinion on why that is that I can get to later. But let me tell you, this is, and no one will argue with me because it's a great match too, but HBK and Ric Flair in the retirement match.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great match.
And 99% of the reason is everything they did in that match that wasn't a wrestling move. And that's what I mean by telling the story. And it's easy to say stuff in the ring. It's easy to do stuff that isn't wrestling, but to make it real, to make it make sense, and to make it mean something, not just to get a quick pop or a cheap laugh. And those two in that, I mean, it was perfect. They nailed it.
Absolutely.
Hey, John Martin Jr., you were asking how I would beat Magic. That's how. I'm just going to look at him and go, I'm sorry. I love you. And another part about going into that match a little bit, not to dive in because we'll be here for hours, but the part where he wouldn't kick Flair at first, and then Flair was like, screw you, and then put him in the figure 4. I mean, it was just, Flair's like, bring it. HBK didn't want to beat him. He's like, I don't want to beat him. I don't want to do it. So he didn't kick him. And then Flair's like, well, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to try to win. And he slaps on the figure 4. I mean, I have to agree. And the story in that match, and I got to tell you, Magic, I'm going to do it again. I'm sorry, number 533. Speaking of storytelling, this match might not have been the best match in the world ever, but I got to put up there the Warrior and Macho Man match, man, because the story behind it all, and then Sherry and her story with it, and then Liz and the crowd randomly like that. And back then, nobody knew Liz was going to be there, right? Not the fans, at least. Maybe the audience saw her sitting there or what have you, but we didn't know. And then Bobby's like, Liz, and then Bobby, man, he made that whole thing. where he's like pretending why people shouldn't be crying and stuff. I mean, Bobby helped make that too, but the story in that match, I didn't even care for the match anymore when it was over because of what happened with Liz and Macho afterwards, and we don't get that nowadays. We just don't.
Yeah, and sorry, I've got to go back to it one more time. Obviously, Hogan's my favorite, but I do consider Ric Flair the best wrestler of all time, just because what he did in the ring. In that match, even, I want y'all to go to those very last couple seconds. I think that match is 20-something minutes, maybe close to 30. I can't remember the exact time rate. But Ric Flair is
24 minutes and 31 seconds, I believe.
All right, so he's at about 24 minutes in. He's Ric Flair. He's 59 years old, 58, I can't remember exactly. So think of Ric Flair. He's been wrestling now for 40 years. He just went 24 minutes. He's 58, 59 years old, and I want y'all to see the way he bumps on the super kick. It's still snap. It's still quick. I mean, that's just like, I want any of y'all to try to do that after just walking for 4 minutes, little less wrestling for 24 and being almost 60 years old and having 40 years worth of matches underneath your belt.
Not even that. Remember when HBK threw him over the turnbuckle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he still was able to perform a back body drop. I mean, some of the stuff Flair did, people in their 20s can't do. And that should have been Flair's last match. He was stubborn. But I'm not going to get into that. Sorry, guys.
Maybe that can be a discussion point later on. You're right. We probably don't need to go down that. John Martin Jr. chimes in. He says Hogan versus Warrior has to be one of the biggest main events in Mania history. My take on that is you're 100% right. It was going up to it one of the biggest main events, maybe even biggest ever as far as what it meant at that time going in. Unfortunately, we all know what Warrior was in the ring, but he had created such a mystique about his character that this was really the first, at least mainstream this was the first good guy match. Now it's kind of common, but back then that was like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then it was
both belts in the ring at the same time on top of it. Yeah.
Right. And now if I told you it's a winners take all match, I think 99% of the time we're going to say, well, that means the IC champ's winning. Like the main guy's not going to take the IC belt. But there was
the IC belt not up for grabs?
No, they were both up. Winner take all.
Yeah, they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to. Yeah, to your point, no.
Of course, back then I was once again in that kid mode.
All of us back then were marking like crazy, because we loved both of them. We were a little sad about Hogan, don't get me wrong, but now watching it as an adult, it's like, oh, okay, Hulk gearing up, punch, kick, punch, slam, 2 leg drops. Oh, he kicked out. Oh, he missed. Oh, the match is over. It's like,
yeah. Well, I don't. Once again, we can go down on these matches. Maybe we need to start doing classic match review or something too. But Julian Muniz pokes in. He says he doesn't care. Hogan Warrior still his favorite match of all time. Nothing wrong with that, Julian.
No, it's not, and it's an amazing match. And they were both red hot. They were both. Hogan wasn't stale yet. Hogan was still way over. Warrior was super over, like beyond all reason. And Warrior was so over that maybe a lot of people were sad, but at the same token, they're like, well, we love Hogan still, and we love Warrior. And it was one of those things where it's like, who do you root for? So it made the storytelling really good. And the press conference, and some of the stuff Warrior said in his promos, but nonetheless, yeah, man, I was a little Hulkamaniac. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like I said, like Magic said, I was one of the people that rode into him when Earthquake crushed him. I rode into him. I cried.
That's how we got on the mailing list.
Yeah, they sent us a little. Yeah. Oh, you want these magazines? What? I thought Hogan really read
And
this.
Julian, if you're a big fan of that, I would recommend listening to Hogan on Stone Cold's podcast because he actually goes into it some. Pretty interesting. I enjoyed it a lot.
I do need to listen to that. I haven't yet. And I want to also go and watch the video with him and Slaughter because I hear that's pretty interesting too.
And I just saw one pop up. I don't know how legit because it didn't look like WWE, but it was Hogan and Rock 20 years later. And they shoot on their match.
Oh, then that match, there's another great storytelling match. Yeah. And in the end, I don't know. I mean, when the NWO split up and stuff and you put Hogan back, I mean, yeah. But the whole storytelling thing, I don't know if it would have went correctly what Stone Cold and Hogan would have looked like. But I think they did the best they could with what was going on. And
right.
Him putting The Rock over was huge. So if anyone runs around and says Hogan never put anyone over, well, just watch that match. And he put The Rock over big time. But the funny part is how Hogan got a bigger pop than The Rock, and he was the heel.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But, and honestly, Magic, I don't know if you agree or Nick agrees with this, or anyone really, I actually really enjoyed his match against Vince McMahon. And I love the part when Vince leg dropped him through the announce table. That was my favorite part. I thought they put on a really good match for their age. I'm just saying. So, you tried leg dropping someone off a ladder at Vince's age. I'm just saying. And
right.
He went almost to the top. I think he was like second or third rung down, too. So
I might have to watch it again.
Yeah, it's just a good match. I mean, and then the Taker Flair match, that was good too.
Yeah.
And Flair bled a lot in that match at that age. So, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, Magic, but sit down and watch him versus the Big Show in a hardcore match in ECW. Oh, Flair spilled some blood in that one if you didn't see it.
Well,
sorry, Nick. We kind of went off.
No, I enjoy listening, guys. I've told you on this show before, I could sit here and listen all night. So y'all go ahead. I'm just kick back, relaxing, and listening to you guys talk about these matches. I think Magic's got a good point. Maybe we need to start having a little segment, reviewing a match or two, something like that.
Yeah, I still like keeping up with the current product, and I think that's probably a lot of our listeners want to, but maybe every once in a while we can do a classic match review.
Well, Nate and I are going to watch all of WrestleMania 9, so that's happening. I agree. Any Shane McMahon match has been really good. I don't think his best matches were at WrestleMania, though. I think, and y'all can agree to disagree, but I think some of Shane's best work, some of my top favorites were his ambulance match at Survivor Series in 2003 versus Kane. I thought that was an amazing match. In fact, that was probably the only show that I would say that Vince and Shane both put on amazing matches on the same card against Kane and Taker. And then his match versus Steve Blackman where he goes off the side of the Tron once again. But I think the best match Shane has ever been in was against Kurt Angle. And I don't know if you watched it, Nick. Have you watched the Kurt Angle versus Shane match?
I have not. I've not watched it.
I'm not going to ruin it then for you. I want you to watch. Okay. When you get a chance, go back. I'm not going to talk about it now.
Right.
We can do it another show. Give me your opinion on that one. I'd like to hear it. And then Magic, if you want to give yours, that's fine. I just don't want to ruin it for him. I want him to go watch it.
Yeah, we can wait. I like the idea of us maybe we put up polls and let our listeners decide too.
I think what we should do on the next show is come up with matches each one of us has not seen, and then we watch it and we review it and give our opinions on it.
So Bryant Winters chimes in. He says he's a fan of it all, but the only live Hogan match he got to see was versus Bad News Brown. So that's one of his favorites. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, the Hogan Dre, a lot of that is sentimental value, and I'll admit that a lot and every day of the week. So there's nothing wrong with your first or your only time you saw him live. There's nothing wrong with that being your favorite because there's a lot more Yeah, that's a hell of a memory.
And a lot of listeners, I wonder if they know why he's even called Bad News Brown.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Oh, have I told this story a million times? I probably have, so I won't do it again. Don't worry.
John Martin Jr. says KO versus Seth will be the best match this weekend in his opinion. He's just putting it out there. It definitely has a
I think
potential.
it will be a good match.
Yeah.
KO's a great
I can
ring,
see
so
it.
is Seth. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Magic, didn't they wrestle in ROH against one another?
Yes, they did.
And what was Seth Rollins' name in ROH? Do you remember?
Hold on, I can think of it.
Or am I thinking?
I'll just look it up.
Tyler Black.
There you go. Yeah, Tyler Black.
There it is. Thank you. I knew Nate would know. And what was Owens? It was just Kevin Steen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he
his
was-
real name.
Yeah.
So was he Steen
And that's-
that faced
that's-
Rollins the first time? Okay.
Yeah, and that was like everything now they say with KO, he had like the fight, Steen fight, kill, whatever it was. He had all that the first time. Archie Mitchell chimes in. He says, "Oh God, you guys are still going." We're just running our mouths
Okay.
now, Archie.
Yeah, screw you, Archie. Anyways, but yeah,
What
were you saying?
I was going to say, wasn't Archie the one that was on Nate's podcast for like 3 hours long? And he got nerve enough to get on
I think
here.
it was more like 6 hours, and then we did a show, that 6-hour show. So join if you wanted. Come on now. The champ of the month.
Yeah,
is
guys,
always welcome.
If you want to get a question and do it now, or we're going to start running out of stuff to talk about.
Now John Martin Jr. wants to just take us out, so I assume him and Archie are going to run the show now. But
I do know that we've talked about it before, Archie. Since you're seems that you're jealous, I think is what you said, of bringing guests on. So that might be something we can do in the future here on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Jameson or Jenna Malone? Archie asks. I plead the fifth.
I agree.
Only Archie. Well, guys, I mean, if they're out of questions, I mean, we went over a little bit of everything. We did our WrestleMania picks. We did our, we went over the figures that are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We went, we talked about wrestling as it is nowadays and all that good stuff. And hopefully this last hour and almost 2 hours we've been with you has kind of helped got your minds off of what's really going on. And we wish everybody for sure the best out there. And we try to make this an escape on our page as much as we can. And Archie's asking if he got his spot in the Cheap Heat, Nick.
He will in about 5 minutes.
But all right, final thoughts. I'll start with you, Nick. Any final thoughts for our listeners and actually viewers this time?
I just appreciate, as always, everybody joining us in, whether it's on our new style. I really enjoyed, getting people, the members of the page involved. So I appreciate them listening and sticking around with us. If you're listening on YouTube or anywhere where you're podcasting, you listen to your podcast, I appreciate it. As always, again, like David said, we try to make this a little getaway from what's really going on right now. I know it's kind of a unfortunate, not a lot of news and stuff going on and action going on in the wrestling world, even though it is WrestleMania weekend. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to make the best of it. We'll have group chats going on all weekend, so stay tuned for that if you're on the Facebook group. And just really enjoy you guys. Really enjoy talking to you, David and John and Nate. I always like listening to what you guys got to say, especially about some of these WrestleMania matches. So appreciate you guys, and I enjoyed it. Had a fun time.
Magic, final thoughts before you go do your card break.
Yeah, guys. As always, guys, thank you, especially everyone who took place and was live with us today. We do appreciate all of our listeners, all of our members. Guys, y'all are what makes this. Y'all make my days fun. I have a blast hanging out with y'all, doing this stuff with y'all. So as always, thank y'all so much. We appreciate everything y'all do for us. So anything we can do for you, just reach out to us. Guys, and as always, y'all have a great week, and we'll get you next time.
But wait, there's more. Oh, wait, he wanted you to say that, Magic. I just want to thank our listeners. As always, please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can get rich. Please, please, please join the Asylum Figure podcast. Just kidding. See what I did there? All right, nonetheless. Thank you to everyone who is on our side, and we hope that we are really assisting and helping you guys get an escape from everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed staring at Magic for 2 hours, because you'll probably never see that face again. It'll just be a microwave once again. This is,
definitely
as we
microwave.
all said, this isn't the real Magic.
Y'all are paying me afterwards, right? For my little step in here?
No. Well, I'm drinking then. That was the best Hall of Fame speech ever. Nick, if you haven't seen it, another thing for you to watch, Bobby Heenan's Hall of Fame speech. Best Hall of Fame speech ever. And he just, I think he was just at the end of his first cancer. So the fact that he was up there talking was just amazing. But anyways, off base. Thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned next week or the week after for our amazing podcast show. Please subscribe. Please listen to us. Get us some subscribers, viewers. That always helps. Please chime in any questions. Don't forget the giveaway. Remember, it is Hogan Still Sucks, and you get a free magnet.
And remember, if you send Hogan Still Rules, you'll get a way better one, and you can be entered into a way better one at least. If you do Still Sucks, no more free stuff from me ever.
He's lying. But anyways, all right, everyone have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for listening. And we will be doing this again, and we will be having some guest hosts in the future. We just kind of want to build our listener base before we really start branching out. Mm-hmm. But thank you guys and gals, and please be safe out there and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening.